It is 6 o'clock, so the work session for mayor and council for Monday, May 20th is called to order. Ms. Rainey, roll call, please.
Yes, good evening, Honorable Mayor Butler, council members and city manager, Mr. Ricky Clark. This is the roll call for the work session meeting of May 20th, 2024. Mayor Butler,
Present.
Councilmember James,
Present.
Councilmember Anton,
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing?
Councilmember Gutierrez, Councilmember Akins Wells. Let the record reflect Councilwoman Akins Wells is not here as of yet. Councilmember Mears.
Here.
Mayor Butler, you have a quorum.
All right, thank you. The adoption of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda? Yes, sir.
If we could, staff would like to defer item number 1. So that we can have some, just based upon some feedback that has been received, we'd like to defer this item.
All right. So that's the request to remove item number 1 off of tonight's agenda. So is there-
Mayor, if I may, items number 10 and 11 should be also reflected as public hearings.
Okay. They're not actually in the middle. All right, so is there a motion to accept tonight's agenda with the deletion of item number 1 and items 10 and 11 being for public hearing?
So move.
That was Councilwoman James. Is there a second?
Second.
That was Councilman Antoine. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. So we'll go to item 2, council discussion and approval of a telework policy. Background and history. The Leaf Life Initiative, which has been proposed by Mayor Butler and subsequently approved by the council, is a comprehensive effort aimed at addressing various aspects of employee well-being. One of the key recommendations from this initiative is the telework provision, which has emerged as a popular trend among many organizations worldwide. Telework, also known as remote work, allows employees to work from an alternative location while adhering to the same job requirements and terms as the central workplace. This provision offers a unique opportunity to utilize telework as a human capital management tool, providing employees with more flexibility and autonomy in their work. However, it is important to note that while many of the city services are typically provided in city office facilities that require employee presence, department directors have been given the authority to designate qualified employees for telework or alternative work arrangements. The city manager has worked closely with all user departments to ensure that if a telework option is applicable, non-essential employees is approved. The delivery of our services and our commitment to our citizenry will remain uncompromised. The city manager has also established security measures and guidelines to promote sensitive information, to protect sensitive information and ensure data privacy. In addition, implementing telework requires using several technological tools such as Asana, ADP, and Microsoft Teams, which are already implemented and utilized by applicable employees to ensure smooth workflow and accountability. These tools allow for effective communication and collaboration among team members regardless of their physical location. The telework provision is a promising initiative that can attract, recruit, and retain top talent, and it also offers numerous benefits to employees, such as reduced travel time and expenses, increased productivity, and improved work-life balance. The accompanying policy and agreement have been appended for review by the governing body, and it is recommended that careful consideration be given to this initiative to ensure its effective implementation and success. The city manager anticipates execution of this initiative at a date to be determined in third quarter of 2024. So yes, as stated, this is part of the Leaf Life Initiative. And Mr. Clark, I'm gonna give you the floor so you can go over with all those present the schedule that each department has come up with and explain the technological features that are in place. Oh. To ensure that no city functions, operations will cease.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Mayor Butler. I won't add to the staff report that you just read, but one of the things I will share, as communities across the world seek to retain and attract the best talent, one of the things that has become ever so common since COVID was telework situations. And so we've mulled over this with staff. We've gone through 2 different iterations of an employee survey, and it is known that this is something that the employees are looking forward to. So that I did not pick out what the departments would be doing as it relates to that scheduling, because each function is different. What I did, I had the department directors send in to me how would a telework schedule work for their respective departments. And then subsequent to that, what would be their plan for implementation? To that end, we've created, for those departments that will be using this telework schedule, we've also created a telework agreement, because this is actually a privilege. It's not something that we are required to do for the organization. In addition to that, as Mayor Butler mentioned in the staff report, we've also worked with our Department of Information Technology to ensure that we have all of the tools necessary to accomplish this. So the Asana system is our global task management system. It is 100% electronic. All of our phones, since we're using the VoIP phones, voice over IP, I'm sorry, all of our phones can ring outside of this building. So the service level to the citizenry will never change. And so what you're going to see on the screen, I'm not going to go over each one, but it's just how various departments will use the telework. For every department, they're not seeking to do telework. So I'll start out with code enforcement. One of the things that code enforcement is looking to do is work more hours in the day, going to 10-hour days, 4 days a week, so that they're able to catch those residents and business owners either before they go to work or in the evening when they get off, similar to our IT department. So a fraction of our IT department, instead of them going full telework with a full telework schedule, they're also proposing the 10-hour days so that they can be there when the public safety entities are going through shift change. No department will be allowed any more than 2 days out per week, as well as no department will be allowed not to be staffed, meaning the citizens coming into any of our various facilities, they will never know a change. In addition to that, we've also worked with our Office of Information Technology to ensure that if an employee is idle, not responsive, or anything like that, we can immediately bring them back to the office.
Any questions or comments? Councilwoman James. Councilman Antoine. Councilman Gutierrez. Councilwoman Wells. Councilman Mears.
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Item 3. Council discussion and approval of a consent agenda introduction. Background and history. One of the best kept secrets of efficient boards and assemblies is a consent agenda, also known as the consent calendar. Contrary to popular myth, Robert's Rules of Order, newly revised, does not require that every single item be handled with a full pomp and circumstance of a motion, second, debate, and vote. Some decisions are either routine or, are so widely supported that approval of a separate would be inefficient. Staff is recommending by adoption of a special rule of order allowing for a consent agenda process. This means that the council can group as many items together as they desire and adopt them all at once without debate. The consent agenda can be a powerful tool for a council that is required to give approvals to items that are routine, non-controversial, or vote. The secret of the consent agenda's success is twofold. First is choosing the right items to put on the consent agenda and educating members so they know how to handle the process. If either piece is missing, the consent agenda loses its effectiveness. So here's how a typical consent agenda is handled. The chair places the consent agenda before the city council and asks, does anyone wish to remove any item from the consent agenda? Since any member who does not trust the process can easily remove any or all of the items, it is important, at least at first, that the items are not be confrontational or controversial. Similarly, if any member wants a separate vote on any item or wants to discuss an item, that item